welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Music Made Addictz, together with the best speaking English guys of the scene, SOUNDRUSH.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for having us.
How are you guys?
Very good. Yeah, besides our English, we are really good.
No, just kidding. Good to have you guys here just after climax. Wow.
Still fresh.
Still fresh.
Yeah.
Still fresh. How do you manage to stay fresh after climax? I completely drained after climax. I was like so tired, wasted. I just wanted to go home, lay in bed for 3 days. I was so tired.
You know, to be honest, I don't know if you have the same, but for me, I think 3 days now after climax, it's still hard to get in sleep. Yeah. Because of the great feelings and the great emotions.
Yeah, but I think also that you don't want to miss that feeling, that everything you built up for climax, now it's done, and you don't want to lose that feeling or something. It's crazy.
But how is that for you?
Yeah, I can kind of understand, but we did it so many times already, so it's maybe kind of different. You're kind of experienced, but I really do get what you mean, because sometimes you're working so hard towards like a climax or a DEFCON. Those are, the two parties that you really, do a lot of effort for, and after such a big event, and especially if everything goes well, then you're like, oh, and now I'm at home, and whoa, what just happened? It takes a couple of days to realize what really happened.
Yeah, that feeling. I think that's what I want to say, is that feeling still.
Yeah, it's still inside.
It's still overwhelming.
It's still overwhelming, and. We played for the second time, so for us it's still new.
And before you guys, so
yay!
No, and we had the best time. Played a lot of new tracks, harder stuff from us as well. I think we played one with Michael, with Villain. That track was on 160 BPM.
Yeah, the second part, like the anti-climax.
Yeah, we played a track at 155 BPM. So that's actually.
Yeah, sorry for that.
Thanks. Wow, Jesus.
Thank you.
We were waiting in the backstage, and we were like, okay,
they're gonna play some hardcore as well.
So only backstage. You weren't visiting us.
No, we had to wait in the back because it was the end of your set. We almost had to go on stage. So.
Otherwise, we will be in the crowd dancing for sure.
In the front, like us,
just in front,
on the shoulders.
SOUNDRUSH t-shirts,
fanboys.
Because you guys started with HARDSTYLE first as like fans of the genre, right? Because this podcast is called Music Made Addictz, and we always ask the people, how do you get addicted to this music? And you guys were there quite early already, right?
Yeah, I think it was in 2008. I think first we started as Jumpstylers.
Jumpstyle, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in 2007 when that that hype about Jumpstyle, Patrick Jumpen. So we that's how it started for us, and then
we even recorded some videos, Jumpstyle, put them on YouTube.
Still online?
we hope not. But,
do you guys still have the skills? Because we have a video here. We're recording, so maybe you can show us some jumping skills.
You have some alcohol then?
Maybe.
I think Jeroen is better in jumping. So.
Yeah?
No, but after Jumpstyle, then shuffling and all that stuff. And then we decided let's try to make that music ourselves.
Still really difficult, but
Well, you managed to do a great job.
Yeah, because you started with Patrick Jumpen and jumping, and how did you evolve that into like HARDSTYLE and enjoying HARDSTYLE as well?
We went to, I think, every party in Belgium and Holland. Back then.
I think even some in Germany. Yeah.
So then we really told each other that it's time to try it ourselves, and we talked to each other that Martijn was searching on YouTube for tutorials how to DJ.
Yeah, that was my passion.
How to DJ, how to
DJ.
How to be famous.
How to be famous.
And
also.
for me, I was searching on the internet for how to produce Headhunters music.
Headhunters tutorials.
Headhunters tutorials.
Even back then.
Even back then. So, and I think it was 2010, and then a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of things with Mental Theo back then, and we were even called SOUNDRUSHers.
But that's how it all started for us. I think it was on a skiing holiday when we met him. And back in
Mental
the days,
Theo.
when we met Mental Theo. And from that moment, always when we went on a holiday, we had our CDs with us. And we made one mashup, and I think we made it together with DJ Nilio. For some of them.
You remember that guy?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so and then he played that Mental Theo played that song in the club, and 2 days later we played together with him at Time Out, Gemert.
Oh yeah.
And then
For a full club.
Yeah, it was one of the most famous clubs in Holland. I think one of the biggest as well.
yeah,
I
really.
don't know if it's still around.
I think only for our hardstyle.
Yeah.
Don't want to say more about it.
Yeah, but that's how it all started. We saw
So
a
first
lot-
you guys made like mashups and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of bootleg remix. Yeah, not really that serious stuff. And but the good thing about Mental Theo is for us is that we played for big
Big crowds.
big
crowds,
crowds
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
And that helped a lot for us.
Yeah,
And,
because I can really tell when you guys are playing, you can see the amount of joy and happiness when you play. You're
yeah, it's
still-
all fake.
Yeah,
It's all fake.
Wow, you're such a good actor.
All fake.
Thank you. no,
No,
it's
no,
real.
but I really can tell that you're really enjoying and living the music, you know, and you really have a passion for it, you know, and maybe that's also because you went to so many parties back then. You were
Yeah.
really like a fan of hardstyle.
So what was your first actual SOUNDRUSH release? Like when do you start like really producing your own songs and then
They still don't produce their
Yeah,
own.
so
I
that's a really,
kind of produce.
that's a really difficult question.
I think it was Bult Niet Steur. But you know, I think the Frozen,
yeah.
but the Frozen back then, I think 2015 helped a lot for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still a great euphoric track, I think. Which we don't play often anymore, but yeah.
But even when we play Frozen, not the
not the Disney one?
not the Disney one, but we still see from the people that that they are really knowing the track. So for us, it's like a huge,
it
huge
actually
classic.
all started with that track for us.
Yeah.
Of course, we made a lot of tracks before that one as well, but that was not that good.
Yeah, but still, like in 4 years' time, you guys managed to really play a huge part in the hardstyle scene because we see you guys now so many times that I have the feeling it's already 5 or 6 or 7 years ago I first met you, but it's still quite fresh.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good
Yeah.
kickoff from.
And also the other part is you guys came up in a time period where euphoric hardstyle wasn't that big. You know, we had a really big transition between the raw and the euphoric hardstyle. And when you guys came up, the raw was really, really, really big. And the euphoric scene wasn't really there yet. But
was it like 2015 or?
yeah, something like that.
I think maybe 2 years earlier.
Maybe something like that. I think 5 years ago or something.
Yeah.
5 years ago. When you really, you stick to your own sound, you know, and the melodic euphoric sound. And
It wasn't easy in that period
to break through.
Yeah,
for-
exactly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I think it's really difficult. But but for euphoric, the big guys were the big guys still, and it's so hard for the new guys to.
I think nowadays it's even more, especially for melodic. I think there's almost not even a door to step in or something. It's really crazy.
why do you think that is?
I think also because of hardstyle evolves and raw
It's
hardstyle is
getting harder,
much
yeah.
more popular.
So the pure euphoric guys, the new talents, but pure euphoric music, I think it will be so difficult for them to to have that step, the same steps
As we made.
as we made, and that's why we are also very happy that we got the chance to from also from Q-Dance, from B2S, from the big organizations to give us the stage. And I remember that we played the first big stage in was it 2014?
Decibel 2014.
We opened
directly main stage and
a 2-hour set, and I still remember that a lot of people, but also a lot of colleagues, to be honest, messages us from what the fuck, you don't deserve this, and
Really?
Oh,
yeah, it really happened.
Wow.
It really happened, but I think back then it was new, because I think people were used to the big names, and then from
but
I think kind of nowhere, SOUNDRUSH came up, opened. I think we opened every big festival, and that's really great. But we received a lot of bad comments as well. But
I didn't know that. But maybe then it's even more great that you guys managed to get away from that stigma that it wasn't right that you guys were playing there till now, like playing at Climax 2 times in a row, playing all the big stages, working at Art of Creation, and really mean something to the scene. And in this short period, you guys made really, really big steps.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
but I remember after that set, we played a lot of classics, and I think it was quite.
but also because we didn't had any like so we have to.
What the hell are we
No,
gonna play?
but I think we did something new to play a lot of the unknown classics, and after the set we received from the same guys respect. They're like, sorry that, but after all you played
We
a
even got
very
some flowers,
Chocolates, love letters.
Yeah, but that's how it goes. I think new names are always get
Yeah, do they deserve it or not?
Yeah.
And you have to prove yourself.
But
And you guys did.
but I think for us still, we played for the second time at Climax, and I think still a lot of people, I don't know, but there are still people that you don't deserve it, or always.
I think that has to be a small minority, because we also go online and we sometimes check what are the responses and everything, and you guys had like really great, amazing responses on your set. So I don't really see it like that. It was also maybe that the 1 or 2 people that say these things that it keeps in your mind, but like the overall vibe about you guys and your set was.
But
really
how
good.
was it for you back then? Like
It was some kind of similar, because when we came up, it was in the same period as Headhunters. Was actually Headhunters and us, who were kind of the first new guys actually playing on big festivals, because you had like Dana, Luna, Deepak, Pavo, Zani, Technoboy, and those guys played on every big main stage, DEFCON, Decibel, etc. And we came along, and we were like kind of and back then internet wasn't like really big. We didn't have any social media, no YouTube or anything, just some fora kind of sites, or Party Vlog back then, or the Q-Dance site, and or flyers, just books with all the festivals in it. Yeah. So it was really hard to.
Our music was pressed on CDs. Do you still know what a CD is?
Actually, no, but actually, to be honest, we played until 2017 with CD.
No.
With 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we switched in 2011.
Or at our exclusive even, I think.
Yeah.
So
So we know, guys. We know.
You still know? Okay, fine. Yeah, but like back in the days, I can still remember that, because we were also more on the Belgium side of hardstyle. I think we made like a crossover sound between jump and melodic, and it was quite happy. Our music, like really euphoric. And I can still remember some of the DJs back then said to us, "Yeah, it's just carnival music, and it sounds so simple, and these melodies." Yeah, I mean, what should we do with it? We don't know. We don't like it. And
It was something different.
because it was different. Yeah. And we also had to prove ourselves. Like back in the days, it was maybe even harder because like we had so much respect for the artists that we play in front of them. So we really adapted with our set, you know, we really started from like hard trance to jump to like a little bit of hardstyle in the end to be in favor of the night, you know, instead of making our own show. And I think nowadays,
what did the people think about that?
the people, I think for the people it was really unsure what our identity was back then, but the artists and the organizations really loved it. So in the beginning, we got a lot more chances to prove ourselves on shows, and then we could also learn how to DJ really well and learn how to read the crowd. And then slowly but surely, when we started making more music, we implemented more of our own music in the last part, or maybe in the beginning some stuff, and until we had like Keep It Coming. And then people started booking us because they know us from Keep It Coming. And then we could more identify ourselves as artists. But before that, it was really different. You know, you had to be in favor of the crowd. They were really searching for DJs back then, because now it's like a producer kind of world, you know, where everybody is a producer and showcasing his own sound. And back in the days, it was more like, okay, there's all these DJs, and making your own music was not really a thing back then.
And also the thing was, like, nowadays you can build your fan base online. Back then, the only chance you had is when other DJs who are playing main stage are playing your music. And to be recognized, and people were gonna talk about that track. From who is that track? Which is the track? And then to play somewhere at a party, and you can build your fan base over there. But it was impossible to do it online because there was no YouTube. There wasn't anything. So the only chance you had, so it took a little longer before you got recognized by the crowd. Nowadays, if you like make a really, really good track in a year, things can go really, really fast. And you can build your online fan base even without playing on the big
So
festivals. So that's a really big difference.
It's also a big advantage for the new guys to have that.
But there's also more competition. Because everybody is putting his music online. Everybody now gets tutorials, knows how to make music. So it has its pros and its cons. But I think for us it certainly wasn't easy or something. It was not that we could just go make our music and play everywhere. We also had a really long time where we had to start from nothing to get to a point where people really recognize you. And I can still remember actually that the first time, I think it was In Control in 2008. That was the first party where because back in the days, like you guys also do, we walked around in the crowd a lot, and we stayed at the party for very long. And that was the first time I said to Diederik, like, so many people wanted to take a photo and they recognize us. It was so weird because we already had done like Decibel in 2006, Cubase 2007. But then in 2008, it was really like, okay, now people are really starting to recognize our faces and know the names behind it. And we really got that vibe from, okay, something is happening, you know?
But you guys played that night?
Yeah, we played the night in the second area. And it was really fun. But also back then, if you made a track, for example, Isaac, he only made like one track a year. But still, well, nowadays he's making a lot of tracks. But back then, when he makes one track a year, but it was so good and it was enough, you know. And most of the DJs, they made like 4 tracks a year, and it was enough because they're. The times has been changed, you know. If you make a track right now and we play it on Climax, for example, and it gets online, people will know the track in a month or 2 months. And back then it took a year for people to know actual song.
The DJ started only playing a song once it got released on vinyl and
it's
in the stores.
People can only hear that track when they are at the festival.
At a festival, or on a compilation CD.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
But it should be released already, and you put only like the tracks on that compilation CD when it's been played a lot on that festival. So it's totally different era.
Yeah.
But yeah, pros and cons, like you say. I prefer it this way though. With the internet and all acceptable for everybody, and to put your music out there. Yeah. If we want to, we can just put something online right now, and it's possible.
Only sometimes you get a lot of requests from people like, okay, where's that song? When are you gonna release it? Oh, it takes too long. Yeah, I just always say, well, we can also call Q-Dance and say, next time we don't want our set to be broadcasted, and then you can't listen to it until the party, until we release it. But that's also not what the people want, they want to see the show.
But that's also a thing. I think really people nowadays, you have really high expectations. But how was that back in the days? Did they also had like really high expectations
about new tracks?
About new tracks, about like for example the stage and sound system.
Yeah, I think it was different, but still, I think the pressure is higher right now because there are more artists, more competition. I hate that word because I don't think it's a competition at all. I think it's just a lovely thing that there are so many people making lots of good music, but back then, it was also the expectations were different because it wasn't around that long,
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was more like a blur anyway. Like the whole period between 2008 and 2011, we went from show to show. Like we played all the big Q-Dance festivals, all the B2S festivals. We made our album, we had Trilogy, and then we started working on a Decade of Dedication with the 10-year Q-Dance, and then we did exclusive Deep Look and Estefan. So it all went by in like a rush.
Good one.
So, I mean, rush. So I can't really recall that period, because it was so hectic and so new that like nowadays we really live the moment, we really understand what is happening and we try to play with it as well. We're so much more mature in that in our career, But back in the days, I really can't remember. But I the only thing I know is that people started to grow into the genre, and they started expecting more when they got more, So every show that was better, then they expected more the next time. And I think, that's repetitive in everything you do. I think people always get a bit spoiled and expect more.
How was it for you? Like it's your second time that you guys were playing on Climax. Did you had more pressure towards?
Yeah, we were
this edition.
We were
much more.
So many
it's really
nervous.
strange because I think when we heard that we were going to play on Climax again, I think it was after DEFCON, and it was like good, of course, really the best feeling that you can have. Almost the best feeling, but it was like
it was the best.
What is it?
Now I want to know what's the best feeling.
No, it's getting too much private. No, but when we heard it, was like great, and already looking forward, and no feelings about.
But to be honest, I think it really it's because after DEFCON we heard about Climax. And then we told each other about, now it's the right time to make the album and premiere that album on Climax. So we were in the studio for 4 months, and you are so nervous because you made so many new tracks, and it's really different if you compare it to last year.
But that's what I wanted to say. Like a few months ago, there were no nerves at all. And then Climax, it's coming, and you are working harder for the new songs because you want to have them finished for Climax. Then the nerves are coming, and it's like you want to do it better than last year. So I think that's the pressure. You want to do it better than it's what we were talking about. Like also for yourself, you want to do a better set, make better music, and
Yeah, I think Climax is one of the parties where you want to show your best set possible for that moment, you know. I think we also went in the studio for days and days in a row trying to figure out how we could make our set even better, you know, and made more edits, new songs. And I kind of like the pressure as well. The pressure of Climax gets you into that like state of mind where you just create so many crazy stuff that you wouldn't come up with when there's no pressure, you know. So, but that's also the reason why I completely drowned after a Climax. I was so tired and just my head was full of all the creativity and all the stress of getting there.
I think for you also it's the same feeling with Defcon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Because for us it's Climax and Defcon 1 and
those are the biggest.
Yeah. Although I have to say that I love Defcon. I think it's the mother of all festivals. But it also depends what kind of show you do at Defcon.
Okay, yeah.
Because when for example we know that we play somewhere around Power Hour on Saturday, then I think we approach it differently than playing at the Gathering or playing like a closing set. Or there's some difference. I think Climax is a party where every single set, doesn't matter where you play, has that same impact. But on Defcon, it's different. But yeah, last year we played on the Gathering and we knew already that, okay, everybody is like waiting for a year to come to Defcon. The gates are open and everybody is insane.
And
so
that's really, really sick. I think for us that's a really goal to play there once.
Yeah. The opening.
Yeah.
I think that's...
I think the Gathering is maybe even more powerful than playing on main stage, apart from maybe the closing set or something, or the set before Power Hour. Then everybody is there, so you have like 60,000 people in front of you.
Did you guys play?
almost the set for
almost played there.
we played 2 hours before.
Okay.
But the vibe was really good.
But to be honest, I really prefer our set at the Climax.
Yeah.
I think we also enjoyed it way more than last year.
But that's the strange thing, because we felt much more pressure. We were stressed but then from the moment we went on stage, I think the intro show was like 8 minutes or something, but even when we were sitting behind the DJ booth waiting to go out to play your set, from that moment when we went on stage, it was like, okay, no nerves at all. So that's really strange. I think it's just...
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of experience, you know. I mean, you already experienced that feeling of going on stage, and you're just like anxious to, like in the beginning, you're anxious to go on stage, and now you're just like excited from let's start because we're so well prepared. We have all this new music. What can go wrong? You know, we're just gonna.
But also for me, to be honest, I also had in my mind like, could be the last time that we are playing there. Could be, you know. So you need to enjoy it so much.
Yeah,
you never know what happens.
True, but
because maybe we are going to EDM.
EDM rush.
EDM rush.
Like goodbye Climax.
No, but I mean, I kind of understand what you mean. You never know if you're gonna play at. I mean, I never thought about it when we played on Climax in 2010 that it could be our last Climax. But after that, we played 7 years in a row not on Climax. So
can we sign somewhere for also 7 years?
Oh, you don't want to play on Climax for 7 years?
No, we didn't play.
We didn't play on Climax.
Didn't play.
No.
Yeah, for 7 years in a row.
7 years?
Yeah.
So what happened?
We didn't sign the contract. No.
Then at least we can play 7 times in a row.
No, I think in the beginning, it was because we weren't part of a bookings agency, and then I think it was more like not really a musical thing, but more a business kind of decision, and we could totally understand what was happening at that point. And I think also, like in the studio, we had some transitions. We changed the studio. We went to Like we both bought our own homes, and a lot of stuff changed in the background as well. So our music started to not get picked up as good as it did before. So and other artists were picking up really good. So and that's the thing with Climax as well. You know, I think there's like 8 or 9 DJs playing on Climax.
Yeah.
So to be in that top 10 of artists, you can't really always be there, you know. And
why didn't you play that the Ghost Stories live act
on this Climax?
Yeah?
This Climax. Oh.
But you played a few tracks, right?
Yeah, we play. Well, the live act is really special, you know, and we did it a few times. It was, of course they should have wanted it to be there, but to do a Ghost Stories, I think Climax fits perfectly for the Ghost Stories live act. But we didn't. First of all, there's a lot of time to prepare for a live act like that, and we didn't have that much time. Secondly, the live act, we only started it in February.
Yeah, well, it's actually really an easy story, you know. I mean, I think if we said like, okay, let's go for it, we're gonna do it, then I think Q-Dance was willing to put it on Climax. But we had DEFCON, and we made a lot of Deep Look and Estefan songs for DEFCON. And then after DEFCON, we didn't go into the studio in July and August. And then there's only 2 months to create new Ghost Story songs. And the songs also need guidance with visuals and stuff. So there was just not enough time for us to create and more songs and make the visuals happen. So that's why we said like, okay, let's just put Deep Look and Estefan on, because there's more time to get the perfect Deep Look and Estefan set out there instead of Ghost Stories. Because when we do Ghost Stories now on Climax, definitely it wouldn't be there next year or the year after, you know, because it's such a special act. You want to put it there for once, and then it's done, you know. So I think we just have to wait until there's a next moment, the right moment to make the craziest set for Ghost Stories. And also visuals is really important for our set. Of course, when they say like, okay, we're gonna do Climax, not so many visuals, but we're gonna sync everything, and then of course you can still do it. But maybe next year or the year after, they have like this crazy LED screen for Climax, and then it would be even better, you know. So I think we just have to wait for the right moment and get Ghost Stories more out there as well.
Yeah, and like you said, we made so many new tracks, and it was a shame not to play those tracks on Climax, you know, because we can only do the Ghost Stories tracks, and we want to make edits out of every track and something special. So, wasn't the right time.
Good question.
Good question.
Thank you.
How did you like our answer?
Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I can imagine that you want to keep. Yeah, as you said, you started, I think, in February.
Yeah.
It was the first time on Reverse.
Reverse,
Weavers.
Sorry for that. Yeah. So
no, but we already did it 5 times this year. Ghost Stories. So and also in Holland 2 times, and then Belgium, Germany. So I think a lot of people around Holland already saw the show. So I think we're just gonna create a lot more new music, and there's some Ghost Stories shows are coming for sure in 2020, where we're gonna create more new music and do stuff around. So I think then we have to just wait for the right moment to make it happen.
But guys, you guys are making an album.
We are making an album.
Your first one.
Yes.
First one.
Yeah, we announced it on Climax.
Yeah.
The time was there.
The time was there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is it already finished?
No,
because
60%.
Are you going to ask it? No, I think we played 4 or 5 new tracks on Climax, which will be part of our album.
Yeah, most of them are solo tracks. So the solo tracks are finished, and now we are looking for collabs.
Wow,
that's right.
No, but the album should be there, and it's hard to say a date. Yeah. But I think April or May.
Yeah, we want to aim before
with the festival
before
season.
the festival season.
All right.
And first we are going to release.
Release.
Yeah, it stays difficult. But yeah, first we will release a few
tracks before the album.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But not too
singles.
much. Not too much. Just to hype it a little.
The track, the title of the album will be Brothers.
Yeah, it's coming out of nowhere.
Where does that come from?
And that track will be released first.
Yeah.
I think that one should be in January already. And,
Okay, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, let's say we need to continue the good vibes. I think we release every month a good track, and we want to continue with that. And
I heard different opinions, but
What did you hear?
just kidding.
thanks, man. Thanks.
He's only doing it because you're sitting that far away,
Yeah, yeah.
Because else you would be scared of the backhand.
No, after this show, man.
Wow.
After the show.
Yellow card.
No, I love you guys.
No, we actually play a lot of you guys' songs, so
Yeah.
and we don't play that much from other artists.
So which tracks?
Villain of the night.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's good. No, but actually, because what we really appreciate in hardstyle music is energy, and happy vibes, just party vibes and all. And a lot of euphoric stuff, it takes too long, it lacks a lot of energy. But I think you guys managed to have like a great balance between that as well. So when we play a track with you guys, it still have that, it keeps on going, happy melodies, but still a lot of power. And that's why
I also really like Untamable.
Yeah.
I also think that's really original and good track.
Find Me is also really
Find Me.
So
What's the story of Find Me? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
No, but I think we will try to make 12 tracks for the album.
We did 12 as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, that's why we are doing 12 as well.
Because
And I think it should be 6 or 7 solo tracks. And
Yeah. I think at the moment we still need to finish around 3 or 4 songs.
yeah.
but you have time.
Yeah, you have plenty of time. So
Yeah, if you have half a year, so
sure.
Yeah, but we want to finish not as soon as possible because quality first, but we want to make a lot of plans with the album, and we think that
Album to visuals.
Yeah.
So want to make it finished as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just plan your release.
Yeah, and we are really curious what the people think about our harder stuff. Because I think for us it's the first time that we are doing something different than usual.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good to just expand your horizon into hardstyle. We made some harder stuff ourselves as well, and it's just you can play a set with a lot of own music, but still be diverse.
Yeah,
do different things.
True, but also to evolve with the scene.
Yeah.
I think it's really good to do, and
I think it's really important to.
But also for example, the set that we played on the Climax was for our set was really euphoric. We played some classics also, and but we were really happy that we had that, or that we have that two harder tracks to finish the set, because I think last year we played earlier with the curtain part. And we finished, I think, with Follow Me with Headhunters, and before that we played one, I think, with Michael.
Yeah.
So that was like really like a euphoric closing.
Yeah.
And we really felt like for this year we also saw the lineup like Caltech is playing before us. Yeah, we already knew that, and so
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
Joke.
I don't lie, man. No, but. So we also wanted to keep it ourselves, but also to end with some harder stuff, and also for the album, it's really good.
Yeah, of course you need to have some diversity,
and actually it's really nice to do that, man. To continue with that harder stuff.
Yeah, but
So now you guys are gonna be a raw
but
act.
but to be honest, I think
Raw Rush.
2 years ago,
Sound
2 years ago, 1 year ago, we really felt not so good about our HARDSTYLE, and
I can really relate.
but it's I think it's also really dangerous to think about that wise.
No, yeah. Everyone has their own opinion, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
but
otherwise,
but as producer, you know, if you only think about
okay.
it should be in this way, it should be in this way, you need to be open-minded as well. And we made some harder tracks with Atmospheres for the Together as One
Yeah,
live act.
because that's also a new live act
Yeah,
that you guys
yeah.
doing. But
Yeah, we are still planning what to do with that one. The response on Impact was really great. Didn't expect it so good,
Yeah.
but Tim already is from, you know, he already made some more harder stuff, and yeah, I think we made some harder stuff because of him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
But-
I mean,
but
why
also,
not?
Also
you know?
because of you. Yeah, like you guys, Headhunters, Atmospheres are really, Balsas, they are really, yeah, we are looking up to you and to them for years. And, you know, you as a producer, you always make music. You always need to have some inspiration, and we always take some inspiration out of your songs, Headhunters, of course. So yeah. So if you guys are going harder, we are going.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we were in the same place, you know, when we started making Antidote, we made like one harder song, but it was also a thing that I think I can relate why people in HARDSTYLE like some harder stuff as well, but I always missed the feeling, you know, I didn't really feel it, the raw stuff from 3-4 years ago. And nowadays it really changed, you know. I can really feel the energy and the emotion in the raw as well, and that's what I really appreciate. And that's why we also work together with guys like Disturb and also with Sub-Zero Project, because besides that it's raw or hard, it's also emotional, or it has some sort of emotion, and that's what's more appealing to me than just something being hard, you know.
And it sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds
like the mix down and all. It used to be only just hard, you know, and nowadays also the melodies, the synths, and the balance between hard kicks and melodies, and it's way better compared to a couple of years ago. Because a couple of years ago, I thought it was a little bit of noise.
But aren't you afraid that it goes harder?
No, not at all. No, I'm never afraid actually anymore for which direction it will go.
No, we just stand for what we make,
and what I think is our main strengths are like melodies, and our emotion in our songs, and we always implement different kind of things into our songs, but the main part is the melody and the emotion. And if it goes a little bit harder, we can still implement that feeling, that emotion. If it goes a little bit softer, we will do that. But we will always make our own music. So I will never be afraid which direction music will go, because we just gonna do our own thing, and we always did. And sometimes it leads you to a different place because we didn't feel HARDSTYLE anymore, so we made something different. But we still made what we love. And nowadays as well. So we will just see.
And that's the art of creation. Because you guys are at Art of Creation.
Yeah.
Label hosted by you guys, Headhunters, Wild Styles in the beginning. Nowadays there's a bigger group of people that joined in.
Yeah.
How did you guys start it at the Art of Creation? How did that?
Yeah,
how did that happen?
First we released a few songs on Lose Control.
Released?
Yeah.
Continue, man.
Never mind. Jeroen, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, but we first released a few songs on Lose Control, and that's a label from Wild Styles, and so we met and we know him for many years, and then
He was always so positive about you guys.
Yeah, but that's why he helped us.
Is it a surprise?
The most
He was
positive
not-
guy in the
and
He
scene.
was not that positive in the beginning. so that's why.
And then Headhunters came with HARDSTYLE. We hosted HARDSTYLE.
We hosted HARDSTYLE, and then
So we had a good contact with Joram and Willem, and then they called us.
but first we released a few songs on HARDSTYLE,
Oh, as well.
and
yeah.
that was the label of Headhunters. And then Willem called us and explained about the plans,
Art of
about
Creation.
about Art of Creation, and they he said, but he also spoke with Joram about it, that they'd want us to join them, and of course immediately we said yes, and that's how it started.
Oh, that's great to be like the first younger act on such a new label with those guys, you know.
Yeah.
It's a really good feeling.
And then I think it was before DEFCON 1 that Willem called us about Spirit of HARDSTYLE guys. Yeah, he called us, what we think about...
you guys said never,
said,
I'm
no,
gonna leave if those guys.
if you... And then he said, but, I produce your music. So,
So you need to say yes.
Yeah.
so you need to say yes.
about some other things.
Or he
Says on
said,
your-
I think he even said, what if I produce better music for you? Then,
I give you more hits.
more hits.
I'll give you an album.
And then he said, so we said no, and then he said album maybe. No, but we said yes.
Yeah.
After that,
After that, well, the rest is history.
yeah.
No, but it's only a good thing, and guys like Noise Trollers, Bass Modates, Audio Tricks. Yeah, they produce so good quality music, and it's only a good thing.
Yeah.
Only a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
And talking about Headhunters, he just posted yesterday a message on his Instagram that he's taking a little bit of a break
From social media.
From social media, yeah. And I saw it. I didn't speak to him at all. I don't know if you guys did or want to talk about it. But it was, I think it's a really important question. Like, what does social media do with your mindset? You know, like you're talking about pressure as well for Climax, for example. And do you guys experience a lot of pressure because of social media or just because of yourself, or for example?
Yeah. No, we like ourselves. So
no,
like when we are getting like 3,000-4,000 likes on a post, it's for us it feels like motivation.
yeah, it's a strange feeling.
But to be honest, it's
Martijn, but it's a strange feeling because we worked hard for Climax, for the album, and for us we said to each other, we made great tracks, and then we post something on social media just to know what the people think about it, and that's really important for some reason. What other people think about your music, and so it's not only about what we think about it. It's really strange. You need that
confirmation.
from the crowd that I'm good or something
Yeah,
like
but
that. Oh yes, the tracks are good.
Yeah, but not totally. We are making music because like we are making this melody because we are feeling that melody, but still you have that some, like not that voice in your head, but you have something inside that, that confirmation, not like 100%, but you really want, of course you want to know what people think about it. So, and the easiest way is like social media to upload like a video about, hey, let us know what you think. And
yeah, but
so
like if you have to make a decision between making a song that none of the audience would listen to, but all the producers would say to you, wow, you guys made such a crazy song, or a song that none of the producers like, but every people in the crowd would love.
yeah.
Well, what would be the choice?
The first one.
Yeah, so in the end, it's still from the passion of making music and creating something is more important than what the people think about it. Yeah. And in the end, you still hope that the people would love it as well.
Yeah, but for me it still feels strange because we made a remix for Cascade. Every time we touch.
Yeah, it's
and if you post that on social media, and you get so many response because it's the hype, and so you can't really compare that. It's really hard to talk about it. It's really,
and everybody's got a voice right now on social media. Everybody can say whatever they want, and sometimes they talk shit just to have a reaction out of someone, So, and I think it's I get what you say. Like you make music for yourself. And we're lucky, you guys are together as well, and we are together as well. So if we finish a track and we're both satisfied, it doesn't really matter what other people say.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like the most important thing is like we reflect on each other's opinions, and just to create the best version that we think is good. And if the people like it, of course, I really love when people love our music. That's the best feeling ever, because that's appreciation of your music, but it's not the motivation.
No, it's not.
I think also sometimes when people don't really understand a song or an opinion or whatever, it doesn't have to be wrong or not good, I think change also comes by making something people don't understand, because people have to grow into a certain direction of music, a certain opinion. If this is about like saying an unpopular opinion about something, it's the same with music. I mean, if you create something from your heart, if you feel it, then it doesn't always appeal to everyone right away. But it can also, I mean, for example, our climax anthem in 2009, Nature of Our Mind. When we released it, there's like also because of expectations, people are already like, oh, not good enough. Oh, no climax. Not cool. And also some people like, oh, really cool. Oh, they different stamina, different arrangement. And then years after, people are like, whoa, best climax anthem ever. Because sometimes when you do something different, it doesn't always have to say it's bad.
You try something new and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that. I think every great artist that I'm a fan of, they made bad songs. We made bad songs. If I reflect on it, I'm like, I'm not that proud of it. But I can understand why we made that track. And it's not a bad thing.
Sometimes you need it for a different approach.
Exactly. And you learn, and you win or you learn. That's,
but at the end, the social media, it's really, I don't know if it's good.
Yeah, it's also different because we really.
It's a scary thing.
Yeah, I can really understand why it's also can be like a toxic thing, but. For us, we really use social media to give a platform to keep in touch with our fans. And on a personal level, we just have our friends. We never do something from our personal life, or not that much on our social media, because we really want to have like our own lives besides our artist life. But it also makes it difficult for people to connect sometimes through social media with us, who we are. So it's a really thin line between what you want to do, what you're going to show the people. And I can understand why if you're doing everything of your social life on social media, then they're gonna have opinions on your personal life as well.
Yeah. I think when you keep the personal part a little bit away of social media, then it's also difficult for people to reach to you in person, Like everything that people say, if it's positive or negative, we see it like, okay, that's their opinion about a song or about us as D Block and Estefan. But it's not about who I am or who he is. Yeah. So even if it's nasty or even when it's hard, although I have to say, like the last 2 years, people are really enthusiastic and all the response are overwhelming. But even when it does happen, it doesn't hit you personal, because I don't feel as me as a person being attacked at that point, but just us as an artist.
But was that something which was different in the past? Like, is this something that you?
I mean, of course, when you get more popular and when your music get picked up better and better, then of course the opinions are also milder or nicer or better. I think when we started making, for example, EDM music, there was also people not so happy about us doing that. But when you stay true to yourself, you know, then people can have their opinion, but that's their opinion. But of course, you feel like, okay, the people don't really respond to it that well. But to be honest, it was never really bad or something.
No.
But I think that's also part of us not being too much personally involved on social media.
No,
I think because we keep that barrier a bit, then it also doesn't really come
I
close.
really do care what my close friends think about me, you know, and that's really where I go to when I have a question or when I want to know something.
But also about music. Like this is my new song of our new song that we've made.
No. Well, of course, when we have a new song, I show them our new songs, and I'm curious what they think about it. But it's not like they don't like it because, like I said, if we like it, that's enough for me.
It's not a deal breaker.
No,
Or maker.
no, not at all. But more on a personal level, and like you say, was it back in the day? No, it wasn't like that because we didn't have social media. So the only thing that people could say online was like, "Oh, they played a bad set," or "I don't like their song."
At Party Vlog.
Yeah, party floor. Yeah, but that's
Like
still happening. Not as much, but that's still going on. But not on a personal level. Back then, nobody said, "Oh, he's a dickhead," or or something like that on a person. I think times has been changed, you know, and everybody has a voice now. And back in the day when something wrote something nasty about someone, people didn't care. You know, it's
Yeah, but to be honest, I think the whole hardstyle community in general is not
No,
that.
it's not really that.
It's not that bullying or
Not at
like
all,
everybody
not at
is
all.
always embracing their artist and they're always pretty much really respectful, you know. Of course there are some people that maybe sometimes say something disrespectful, but in general I think the hardstyle scene is beautiful.
Yeah, we often get not necessary messages about our English, but of course we are getting like people are talking about it, but I think we never
Do you receive any comment? English?
Nothing about the English.
No?
I think also because the way you
Not
guys
yet.
approach it, you know, like you laugh about it yourself and like you don't really take yourself in that case too serious. And that's,
but
I
also,
think that's the best thing you guys can do.
But what did we back in the days when you know when SOUNDRUSH came up and people were talking about English, our English?
Yeah.
I really think that for the first time we said like no, and you care about it, but at the end, just let it go.
It's just part
Just-
of who
yeah,
you are,
you
you
know,
know. And I mean,
but you all need to discover it yourself that.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say is like besides that I think we never experienced something
Really bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
about
but-
that about the English for me it like you said it's not something as we see that.
yeah,
it's
I mean,
bad.
let's turn it around. There's also some artists that say to us like, "Oh yeah, it's in English. Rather not," you know. And you guys are like, "Yeah, cool, let's come and we just come and talk in
We
English."
need to
here."
practice, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, that's the way how you approach it yourself. You just we have an accent. Whatever, you know.
As long as is it about our English, then
Yeah.
also good. Your tracks are so bad, so bad.
Yeah, but
So it's a distraction from your music.
yeah, of course.
No, but
As
you
long as
guys
they
are doing a
talk
really
about-
good job.
Yeah, thanks.
No, and I really like it. Just make and we see each other a lot on tour, and we always had fun and making fun of each other. You know, and that's really
We get it.
yeah. But it's also we're from a city as well, and if you're the better friends you are, like the harsher the jokes are. You know, like we make fun of each other in such a evil way sometimes that sometimes we're an outsider, right? Reds is from the same city, so he knows. So sometimes the outsider is like, are they fighting? Are they having
They really don't like each other.
They really don't like each other, and we're laughing hard. You know, sometimes it's
It's part of the culture.
yeah,
in the
it's
city.
part of us. So that's why we always doesn't matter what someone says. I just laugh about it. You know, you can make every joke you want.
No, but sometimes if you are checking the comment section and it's again about English, we will say, like, come on, try to find something original.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah.
but we are also not taking it like really serious.
So
You know,
you
as long
guys
as-
were really offended when I introduced you guys like the best speaking English.
Yeah,
artists in
I
Amsterdam.
didn't laugh. No,
No.
you
Yeah,
can,
you always-
you can watch it back. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Watch it back. Well, I did watch it back.
You're like, really, this gonna
Again?
be a long
Yeah, again.
hour.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Is there any questions from
Yeah.
the people watching
no.
at home? No, not really.
SOUNDRUSH, are you making your music?
Well, I got the first question. What would you be if you weren't artists?
For us?
Dancers.
We have
HARDSTYLE.
actually we have a family company in insurances, and we
Insurances.
yeah.
Insurances.
Yeah,
You're-
insurances.
No, you are learning by the day.
Yeah.
But that's why I
And you guys played football on a pretty high
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, back in the days, yeah. Yeah, we played for some professional clubs in Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys were just like top level football.
Or
I
did you
think
guys
so.
already stop playing soccer before you were
No,
starting?
but we stopped because of HARDSTYLE.
Okay.
No. I think it was of the age of 13, 14 years old, and but at the end we weren't.
But it's also not
that
really
good,
fair.
so-
Because in the break you just changed shirts and then he was fresh and
Yeah,
Good
that's
joke,
right.
eh?
yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
no, but to be
No,
honest,
even-
actually, we have that family company, and we always say to each other when we are playing or able to play at Climax, we will finish our work, our job, and that's what we did.
switch it to the- switch it to the
Exactly 1 year ago, we stopped working and full focus on music, and that helped really a lot.
Yeah, because you release the song every month. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
lot
You
of
were
songs.
sitting in the studio every day, and when we were still working on the office, it was like 3 days a week. So yeah,
I can also what I really love about you guys is that you guys did something different than
With?
well, not only musical wise, but you guys introduced like house parties.
Yeah, like make it more personal.
Yeah, make it a lot of
yeah.
person. But you guys did so many stuff around like a gig, or for example, or you have like a secret house party or something. And I've never seen something like that before. Such a dedication, passion. But how did you guys come up with a house party just to organize that?
I think it was. I still remember it was like on a Friday evening, and normally I think it was 3 years ago. Normally every Friday we were chilling with friends, and of course still do. But my brother and I said to each other, like, you know, since we are performing on the festivals and in the clubs, most of the times you are seeing like some of the dedicated crowd, and they are not like, you know, we see them as friends, but you know, you're really getting to know them,
To know their faces.
yeah, to know their
Yeah.
faces, and getting in contact with them. They are sending messages as like on social media. So I think it was on a Friday evening when we went back home from a friend of us.
And then we
And,
told each other,
Like, yeah, we can also like do something on Friday with our musical friends, like people who are visiting us and on the parties. You know, we have seen already a lot of familiar faces. So yeah,
talk about HARDSTYLE with them, or playing for them, or showing them our new music or whatever. And then we came up with the idea to just play.
yeah, we bought
House parties.
We bought a DJ
Yeah.
set like on the go. So and
Drive
then,
in.
yeah, drive. Disco lights.
Now we even drove to Germany a couple of times, to France,
South part of Belgium. Yeah.
south part of Belgium.
Crazy.
We were on one of those parties
In Chile?
Oh yeah.
But I think it was a really good idea for you guys to get that extra connection with your fans, because we talked about it a lot. Like for new artists, it's so difficult because when we started back in the days, there was many clubs in Holland. So we played in clubs, and you also have that intimate vibe where there's like 200, 300, 500 people, and you're in the room with them. You can talk to them face to face, because on a party like Climax, it's really difficult to meet up with your fans and everything. And because we did all these clubs, we made like 50 fans over there, 50 fans over there, 50 fans in the north of Belgium, 50 fans in the west of Holland, you know. But like when you guys started, these clubs in Holland pretty much vanished, you know. They didn't do any hardstyle, or there wasn't really any clubs left. So to make that connection with your fans and to stand out, this was really an awesome idea. We said it to each other many times, like these guys really give that extra mile to create that really big fan connection.
Yeah,
you know?
it's really what we love to do. It's for us, it's not a cheap way to get the fans. So we love to do it. So, and luckily, people like it too. So.
Yeah. So do you guys still do it a lot, or?
Yeah, we are doing a Christmas party at our home.
At your home?
You are revealing the secret.
Yeah.
Scoop.
Are we invited?
Yeah, I don't think you come.
Oh, we're not.
Of course, you guys are invited, but you won't come anyway.
Too much money. Man.
Too much.
Oh.
Too expensive.
Oh, you guys, in Chile, we had headhunters.
That was quite a house party.
But that villa.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was really
such
nice.
a crazy.
And that lineup.
Yeah, that
Yeah, but that was really funny because I think we all just came from the airport.
But that amount of money on that garden.
Yeah, on that garden.
That lineup, you know, could be like a Climax 2019.
It was so fun though.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun.
I think we also had noise suppressor like closing down in style.
MC Villain
Yeah.
Yeah, we had beer pong.
played beer pong and
with fans and all. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I do have.
So what are the challenges to work with your brother?
The challenges.
of working together.
Yeah.
Ja, dat Engels, hè.
Are we ever have some fights together?
Nah, not a fight, but discussions, and we know each other's characters, of course. But so I think most of the times Jeroen, that's Jeroen. We are 1 hour later and no, that's Jeroen. This is Martijn. There's a difference.
Hey,
No.
Martijn.
But Jeroen, his character is he is more direct, I think.
Yeah.
I'm more the sweet boy.
The sweet
Ladies. Yeah. But and
I
think when we have discussions, because I'm the sweet boy, you can talk.
He always wins.
He think he wins, but I let him talk. So and then it's all good. But that's a good thing. But we are both 29 years old.
Oh, really?
28.
28. I'm
28,
sorry,
Martijn, come on.
But yeah, since the beginning, since we can remember, we are doing everything together, like with
Almost
school,
everything.
almost everything, school, friends. So yeah, and I think that's also the good thing about
On stage, but also in the
but
studio.
working together. Yeah, we
And
know
it's quite
everything.
unique. Is there another Nervo?
Alpha Twins.
Nervo? Are they twins?
Alpha twins.
Nervo, yeah, twins.
They're
Yeah.
twins as well, right? Yeah.
I think you also have Mexican twins, girls, but
That's not a DJ duo.
no,
Something else.
they are DJs because
Oh.
Only DJ, no, never mind.
yeah, but I think as boys we are unique with. Back in the days we had Arcane. Do you guys know them? They were part of
Arcane.
Scantrax.
Right?
Oh,
3 guys, I guess.
Are they triplets?
3 guys, yeah.
Yeah.
3 guys, but then I think,
no, not triplets. No, one left and then twins.
but also twins. Yeah,
And
they were
Alpha
part of
twins.
Yeah, Alpha twins.
Yeah, of course.
but not twins, right?
Not identical.
No, I think they were more like brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are so unique, man.
Yeah.
Wow. So unique.
So unique.
Except
So what's your ultimate goal? After like
Yeah, I
already
think that
did
that one is easy to make a big anthem. Defcon 1, Climax, Decibel, Intense. Just a big anthem.
yeah,
but
but
We're not
also-
really picky. Big anthem, intense, decibel, climax,
Yeah, you know,
Defcon, timeout,
It goes like this.
time out and
timeout anthem.
Time out, geen minuut.
which party is that? Yeah, but also our album. We hope that one will succeed. So
Those are milestones, like your first album, your first anthem.
Yeah.
And you can really look forward.
So can you reveal any anthem you guys are doing in 2020?
we are talking about a big anthem, but that's just talking at the moment. So
just
oh, serious?
yeah,
He doesn't know.
He doesn't even know.
No, yeah.
Ooh,
But
exciting.
are you doing something?
No comment.
No comment.
No. At the moment, we're not doing any anthem, but
You haven't heard anything yet.
we did Impact though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
but,
quite
but that
big.
was almost 2 years ago.
No.
Impact.
wacht daar, wat praat jij nou weer,
No,
joh?
not the, no, oh yeah, I was thinking about Intense, of course.
Impact was
Yeah.
2 months ago
Yeah.
or 3 months ago.
Yeah. So,
we really like to do that.
Brace
one.
yourself.
Yeah, sick man.
Yeah,
It's hard to beat that one.
Next year.
If they will ask
I
us,
think they
like,
just have to cancel the party. No more Impact.
No,
This
but
was the best
if they
anthem.
are going to ask us like, guys, Impact.
No, but personally, I think that's
Easy man, easy.
I think that's personally, I think best anthem from this year.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun making it.
Yeah. Something
To create the first.
But
like-
what was it like? Finish really fast? Or?
Well, we had several ideas actually because we had like a meeting actually over here, and
we recorded it all,
we said, "Oh wow, it was on YouTube." They're like, "What?" No, just kidding. No, but and we talked about it, and they said, "Yeah, we want a little bit darker feeling, but still festival, still party." And we were like, "All right, we can do something like that, a little bit faster." It was on 153 BPM, and normally we produce on 150, and a little bit harder than we're used to, but still, I think the basic arrangement was pretty fast. But
we just started with 4 examples, and then we said to them, "Okay, listen, which one is more in the vibe that you guys want?" And then they chose the melody of the Impact anthem, and then from there we started building. We really wanted to create something like crazy with the monsters, like the Titans,
the
to
sound
make these
design
sounds.
took a while though.
Yeah,
It's sick.
and then we wrote the only thing we had to wrote was the vocals.
Yeah, the lyrics. Yeah.
And that was actually like in the car in Mexico in traffic, like after a long flight.
Yeah.
I think we were playing at Wish Outdoor Mexico, and we sat there in the bus and we're like, oh yeah, maybe we have to go this way, and then okay, yeah, well, let's write the vocals, and we wrote the vocals. So all in all, it came together quite quick, but it's just a lot of work in sound design.
Yeah, sound design, and also you got to record the vocals, and it was kind of challenging because it was also my sister, Evelyn, and we didn't want it to be really ghost stories, but it was still kind of that, darker vibe. So it was kind of a challenge to sing the vocals, not in a ghost stories way, but still like exciting. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but I think we did a great job. Not as more euphoric instead of like spooky. That was a big challenge, but anyway, it was really, really nice to do.
Yeah, great anthem. Great kicks as well.
Yeah, it was. We talked about it before, but it was a challenge because it's on a really high note, on a root note. It's on C, and to have that first kick, just have it
Impact.
heavy. Yeah, that was a really big challenge.
Yeah, have impact.
Have a big impact. But I think we managed. That took a while, but we managed to do a great job.
Yeah, every time when we play it, and It hits the
Shit
right
hits the
spots.
fan.
Hits the right spots.
Are there some more questions?
Yeah, I think an interesting for all of you guys. How do you come up with the selection for climax set of your tracks? Because there's a lot of tracks you can play, also of course. So how do you make that selection?
Yeah, for us it was, I think, more easier than last year because of the album. So we had the idea we need to have at least 4 or 5 tracks, new ones from us, and then it's finding the right classics. We played the Georgia West
Like this.
and Techno Boy Anthem.
We once started it with
On our first climax.
First climax.
2008.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
it like this. Yeah.
And everybody said to us, many of the artists said to us, like, why do you start with a song of someone else? Because the first track on Climax, everybody is filming it, and now you made that song a really big hit. And we were like, yeah, because we just thought it was a good beginning, you know?
We didn't think
But,
about it
we
at
didn't
all.
think about it at all. And nowadays you think about that more.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So, you know, and when we have for us, we finished the completely track list before Climax. And then we are checking with the guys from Q Dance because of the classics.
Yeah.
And to be sure that
If they were part of the opening set or not, and
just to be sure if we are not playing double tracks and
yeah.
For us, it's a little bit different. But
Yeah, we started with the idea of, okay, I think like 3 new tracks should be enough, you know, because we already had a lot of new tracks coming from Defcon that we want to play as well, and you want to have that mix between the well-known songs and the newer stuff. We had to skip a couple of songs, but we really balanced it out. I think also we prepared our set before, because also at Climax the times are really strict. Like you really have like only 55 minutes.
Yeah, we had a discussion in the car, me and my brother, when we drove to Climax. Do you think that it's a good idea to sync your set, like the whole set?
What with
What
the
do you
lights and everything?
Like
you
if
mean?
the front of house is playing in your set?
I'm not a fan of it. No, I really don't.
And it's also not necessary,
No, yeah,
because they can program everything while you're playing it, because they see what happens in your CDJ and they can put the lights and all the.
We have the same
visuals.
with our Ghost Stories live act. When we just play our music live, the visual guys, they see the whole waveform of the track, and they exactly knows when it drops and when the fireworks should be on, and the visuals are synced. So it doesn't necessarily be to. Sometimes people say, "Hey, it's all synced." Now it's prepared, but it's still still can play that. I think I really love that technique. It was different 5 years ago. It wasn't possible, but now it is.
Yeah.
So. No, but not a fan at all for premix. You know, you don't have any control.
No, and then because there was like 55 minutes, we had to skip some songs, and we really set together. But I think we had it quite quick. You know, I think Diederik was still working on the last edit of World Renowned. And I was already putting the music in record books, and I was like, this one here, this one here. Oh, is it balanced out? Oh, not too much of the recognizable songs in between after each other. Not too many Ghost Story songs in between. And then I was like, oh, this feels kind of alright. And then Diederik looked at it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I think it's the only party that we do that stuff.
Just
to
for us
balance
as
it
well.
out. Because it's also because the time schedule is so strict.
Yeah.
So you really have to quit
yeah,
after
yeah,
55 minutes, because there's another show coming up with all the show elements, and because it's live streamed, and you really want to have a balanced out set, and you really don't want to have any surprises. So we have some new songs that we definitely want to play towards the end. And you don't want to have like the stage manager calling you.
True.
You have 5 more minutes. I'm like, oh no, I've got 3 more songs to play. You know, so that's when we really want to balance it out a bit, and to just
Make sure that every song
has its time. Because we first, when we said all the tracks after each other, we thought, well, this should be enough, you know. and we set all the tracks next to each other. And we thought, oh, well, that's 1 hour and 5 minutes. All right, so we
have to
10
take out
minutes, too much. And we didn't think we had too much, you know. If we just played it right there, we would have...
We couldn't play the last
No.
4
Yeah,
songs.
But do you remember which tracks you should have played, but which you didn't? Which
I
were,
think
like,
there wasn't
in the
any
plan?
track that we should have played,
But
but
we made cuts.
Yeah,
Like we made
Yeah.
it shorter.
yeah.
And but for example, we didn't play Angels and Demons, for example, or
Gave You My Love
Gave You
or
My
Lights Out.
Love,
But we
Lights Out.
also checked in with our set in 2017 because the songs that we played back then, we didn't want to play them all again in 2019 because we want to evolve, you know, like this is more Deep Look Ness fun coming into 2020 instead of Deep Look Ness fun looking back on
Yeah.
the last 2 years.
more focused on.
So
on the
yeah, we
future.
Lights
Yeah,
Out,
yeah.
Gave You My Love. The only thing that we played for the same songs, but that was Twilight Zone because I think we had to
Yeah.
play it, and Promised Land in like an edit. But other than that, all songs were different from
yeah.
2017.
And we also had our sets from Impact and Defcon already been streamed with some new music in. So we really thought we should have some more new music, but it was kind of challenging because I think we made so many new new songs in last year. But yeah, it's a way to prepare to answer your question. Like yeah, that's how we prepare. But I think it's only for big events like
Yeah,
that.
for us,
When
yeah.
it's streamed as well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really important. If if there isn't a stream, it's different. You can just do your thing. You know, it doesn't really matter that much. If we play at a really big festival abroad or something, we just most of the times we know our first track. That's a lot of
true.
times
Yeah.
the same one. We have an intro and all, but after that we just go with the flow. You know, we just see. Of course, we will always play Darkest Hour. It's impossible to play not to play that one. You know, but the rest is just
Track of the year.
That's a good question. What will be?
I think that one, or otherwise Orange Heart.
Yeah, maybe Run From Reality, because it's like really fresh, but I think it will be hard competition between The Clock and Orange Heart.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the last couple of years, never the song that won was the biggest hit of the year, to be honest. I think last year Our Church was
Because
maybe bigger than Hurricane. And the year before, I think Zombie was bigger than Destiny. So yeah, we will see.
Is it important?
It's not really important,
no,
but
but
it's
it's
cool.
always
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Of course,
you know,
it's cool.
so it's always we really appreciate when people vote for us. You know, it's always nice to have recognition and that our fans show that they really think this is the best track of the year, of course, but it's not like really, really important.
I
It
think
doesn't
the
make or break
video
your-
of last weekend of The Clock being played is
Yeah.
way more important than being ranked as the number one song. I mean,
Yeah.
the crowd reaction says it all, you know. I mean,
Yeah, it was
the
insane.
people really love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also because Sub-Zero the project is doing a really good job. So it would be cool for us and for them to get that recognition. But Orange Heart's also a really big hit, and Run From Reality, and there's a couple of more, you know. So we just have to wait and see.
Wait to see. Yeah,
If you guys want to vote for it or for a SOUNDRUSH song, then please do. But
yeah, please do.
That's what you have to do. Eh?
What's your favorite one from yourselves from last year?
Breakaway.
Yeah, that one's also really
Breakaway,
big.
and I think Close. After that, Take It All.
Army of Fire is great as well. I
Army of
think.
Fire.
And one was the year before.
Yeah.
yeah. It was,
That one was at 25.
Hmm.
And it's really bad, but
25.
Yeah,
I thought
still-
it was.
higher, of
Higher,
course.
yeah,
He
Yeah,
still
no.
doesn't like that.
So for
Position,
me, it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
important. So please vote. Eh?
It's actually really bad when you call a song 1 and it's at number 25.
It's on 25.
125.
Yeah, that's
No, I think Breakaway. Yeah, I really love that one from you guys.
Yeah. So and we made a follow up of Breakaway. The title song of the album
Breaking Out?
Brothers.
Breaking Out.
That's part 3, Breaking Out. Yeah, and yeah, we really, I think from from all the new tracks that we played on Climax, I think that's our favorite. And
Brothers.
but like, do you have a favorite from yourself from what you have played?
From the new songs or in
Yeah.
general?
From last year?
No, from this year, like.
We didn't even
Release tracks.
Released. Yeah, I think Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had all the elements to it.
It's really cool
So-
because
yeah.
Darkest Hour is now like 6 or 7 months old, and it really feels like an evergreen already. But we see it evolve, this song, you know? Like in the beginning, people were like, okay, cool, we're gonna wave from left to the right. And then at one point, people started screaming the melody. And from there on, people were going into screaming with the kick and the sound, you know, like wah, wah.
Shivers, yeah.
So there's so many elements, and now every element is there when we play it. So there's like 5 different elements in the song that people are doing, and you have the feeling like, okay, the whole song is like one big
Sing along.
big orgy of elements that is falling together.
Yeah,
so.
that's pretty sick.
But on a personal level, Fallen Souls means a lot as well. Just the harmonies into that was
Yeah.
there was. But it's so hard to compare because every song. That's why I kind of hate that question to talk about your own songs because it's every song that we make has a different feeling from a different period in your life, you know, and different. But they're all like really, we're really happy with it, you know. But I think Darkest Hour is gonna be it's gotta be the one that to pick if we had to.
Yeah, and from the newer songs, I really like Love on Fire. I also really like the other songs that we did, Feel Inside and Trouble. But I think there are more songs that people are used to, and this one, Love on Fire, is more something
Kind of
new.
newer.
Kind of new,
Like
trancey.
like a trancy hardstyle kind of crossover thing that we tried and really worked out well. And that's also cool, you know, because you do something different and then people are instantly digging it, and that's also really cool.
Yeah.
Like with Trouble and Feel Inside, I already had the feeling like, okay, people are gonna like this because it's structured the way that we are making music for the last 1-2 years already. But this one was something new, you know, and then it's also really cool to see people digging it.
Yeah.
So that's why I really liked the reaction on that one as well.
All right, and every I don't know if there are any more every year, every episode. I mean,
we had the most important question.
yeah. Well, every episode we have like a statement, and we don't know what it is, and we have to agree or disagree, and why. So be prepared.
Well, the
Do you have
statement-
to talk English if you want to be a successful DJ?
The statement of this episode is having your own label is overrated.
Good one. Having your...
Oh.
Yeah,
Because there's been a lot of shifting in the last years. From different artists going to different labels, starting own labels.
I think
I think it's
I think
it's too easy to say if it's good music, then people will.
no, but it's still something.
Isn't that too easy
No,
to
but
say?
I think it's still something identical from yourself if you have that own label. So I think it's not overrated. Maybe changed from the beginning. Good music is good, but I think it's already it has already proved that when you have a really good song, I think it doesn't matter on which label it comes, but I think from artist wise, I think if you have your own label, it could be a really good identity that people can reflect.
Yeah, I think back in the days, people were also fan of a label. I think that really changed a lot. I think the people are really well educated in hardstyle, so they just find the songs that they really like. But to give yourself some, houvast. How would you say? I don't have to ask you guys. I mean, like something you can fall back to, you know, like a label that you always know that your music will be released. They have the same artwork, so it helps building your identity, and it gives you a certain structure of how to release a song. I think that feels comfortable, but I don't think a label is a big part of your success anymore.
I don't think it's I disagree. I don't think it's overrated, but I don't think it's necessary to be successful, actually.
Jeroen?
Yeah. What can you say?
Can't say anything.
Well, we got some. So I think we all kind of disagree with that it's overrated, but
yeah, to a certain point,
You know,
it helps
it
you.
helps.
It helps you
yeah,
in
it
your
really
career,
helps.
and
yeah. Like we have our own evolutions part on Scantrax, and for us it's really a helpful thing because we make a lot of music and we just can release it whenever we want to. And if we're on just the Scantrax main label, then it should be but there's another release plan, and we make kind of more music than the most of the artists on more frequent base. So for us it's really important to have our own thing,
Platform.
You know,
Our
but
own platform,
if you reflect it to us, SOUNDRUSH, art of creation. I think so many people know us because of that, and art of creation because of SOUNDRUSH, and SOUNDRUSH art of creation.
Yeah, that's what I want to say about that identic part, and that's a really good thing about it. That besides your artist as branding or as profile, if you have same with you, like Debo and Asphalt, evolutions, you know, with Scantrax and
An extension of your image.
extension of your image. Yes.
If I'm thinking about Dirty Works, I'm thinking about Koen, I'm thinking about that's because Scantrax, you guys, the Prophet, art of creation. Head and Wild Cells.
Don't forget the others. Don't forget the
Some
others.
more guys.
We are Brennan Hart, Code Black. That's the thing.
And I think it's also maybe a little different for us compared to you guys, because when you joined Art of Creation, you also get the support of Wild Cells, Headhunters, promoting your name, putting your name out there, which also helps a lot because their profile is bigger at this point. And for us with Scantrax, there's not many artists on Scantrax that have a profile like ours, you know. So it's not really that's for us is not really the reason why we're at Scantrax. We're at Scantrax because we work with them for so many years, because everything is fluent, you know, everything rolls. So that's the reason why we are the label. And for you guys, it's also different because Art of Creation is also the platform that gives you more exposure.
Yeah,
true. Hey, and I see you guys brought some beautiful, beautiful merchandise.
Thank you. You want to buy? Oh no, you will get for free, man.
This T-shirt is not my size. That's for sure.
But you spelled your
You
name
have a kid
wrong, though. It is a W.
Do you have a marker?
Is it something for your fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we should do something. What should people do? Like name your favorite SOUNDRUSH song or something?
Yeah, or someone who can help us with English.
Yeah.
English course.
Yeah, English
sure.
course. Yeah. Well, name your favorite SOUNDRUSH song in the comments, and maybe you will win those beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful word. Oh, come on.
You will win this merchandise. No, just kidding. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming by, especially so short after climax. And you guys are doing a great job. Keep on going because.
Let's talk about that clip.
Yeah.
2020.
Finally.
Why not?
It will be fun though, right?
Yeah, it will be great.
Yeah, it will be
We
great.
actually made one in the past, you know, if you really think.
It will be fun to do. Will be fun, and
I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that will be a dream.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. Since the beginning, not from our career, but before that, when we went to parties, it was like you had in the spots as Brandon Hart, who we're looking up to. So would be really sick to do.
And thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thanks for coming,
we will
guys.
do it on one condition: if you guys do the vocals.
But okay, yeah, of course. Good idea. Hitting.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode. We'll be coming back next month in December. We already know which guest is going to be. Are we keeping it a secret now?
No. Why not? Yeah, our next guest is going to be Randy. And he's going to be here on which date? Do we already know?
In December.
In December,
yeah.
And we're going to talk about his upcoming album and the way he works with Adaro for Guns for Hire, everything.
Yeah.
So
if you got questions for him as well, just let us know and see you next time. Thank you.